Hello, welcome to another exciting video. In this video we would be solving mathematics change of subject CV 17, right? So let's quickly delve into the question. Okay, so the question is saying 1 over h plus 1 over g equals 1 over I, and z equals h plus j. Express z in terms of I and h. And here, pay attention to the question. Whenever you see a question, they are saying express one number at the expense of other numbers. First, you have to make the odd number that they are not requesting you to express the subject of the relations, right? So here, they are saying express z in terms of I and h. I and h here, right? I and h here, this h here, h here, and this is I here. That means we have to make j the subject of the relations, right? So 1 over h plus 1 over j equals 1 over I, right? In making j the subject of the relation, okay, you move j to the other side of the equation, right? So in order to make j the subject of the relations, you move 1 over h to the other side of the equation where 1 over I is, okay? And 1 over h is a positive number, okay? So whenever it crosses the equal to sign, it will change its form to become negative, okay? Supposing or imagining 1 over h was a negative number. If it was, it would have changed its form to be a positive number after it crosses the equal to sign here, right? But right now it is a positive number, so whenever it crosses, it will change its form. So we maintain 1 over j here, right? And 1 over h crosses the equal to border to the other side of the equation and changes its form to become negative 1 over h, okay? So we are going to get the second equation to be 1 over j equals 1 over I minus 1 over h, right? 1 over j, okay? Then let's simplify the equation on the right side, which is 1 over I minus 1 over h, okay? So in simplifying it, you would have to cross multiply, okay? You would have to cross multiply, right? So in cross multiplying, you pick h, okay? You pick h, okay? And you multiply it by 1 here. So we are going to get h multiplying by 1, okay? Okay, then you pick I, you multiply it by the 1 opposite it on top, that's the numerator, so 1 times, okay, 1 times I, 1 times I, okay? Okay, so h will multiply 1 here, 1 times h. I will multiply the numerator 1 here, that will be 1 times I. Then the denominator would multiply itself, okay? So I times h. So that's how we do cross multiplication. So you pick the denominator the one on your far right, you multiply it with the numerator on your far left. You pick the denominator on your far left, then you multiply it with the numerator on your far right. So you are cross multiplying. Okay, so when you cross multiplying, okay, h times 1 will give you h, right? That's what we've written here as h. I times 1 will give you I, so we've written it h minus I. Okay, you get it. Then I multiplying h will give you IH. So this is how we simplify the fraction. Okay, so now we have our gen to be 1 over gen equals h minus I over IH, right? So remember the cross multiplication rule again. So we'll do cross multiplication again. So cross multiplication, okay. So IH would multiply, that's the denominator on your far right will multiply the numerator on your far left, okay. So IH will multiply 1, so we are going to get 1 multiplying IH, okay. Similarly, gen would multiply h minus 1 h minus I, so we are going to get gen multiplying 8. We are going to get gen multiplying h minus I, okay. So the denominator on your far left would multiply the numerator on your far right. So cross multiplication. And when you are done, here you leave it because there is an equal to sign. So there is an equal to sign here. So mathematically it's incorrect to multiply gen by IH because they are of different stock, right? Supposing as like the one we did for the first one, right? That one, they are of equal equation, but here it's different. The equation sign means a lot. You can only cross multiply, but you can't multiply the denominators together, right? You can't multiply the denominators together because of the equal to sign here, gen. It is the border, and mathematically you need not to do that, or else you are going to get an error, right? So in doing the cross multiplication, we multiplied the far right denominator with the far left numerator, and the far left denominator, which is gen, with the far right numerator, which is h minus I. So you are going to get IH equals gen multiplying h minus I, all in brackets. Okay, so in order to make gen the subject of the relation, okay, we have to divide through by h minus I, all in brackets, okay. So whatever you do for the right hand side, you do for the left hand side. So that means you have to also divide through IH with h minus I on the left side, right? So when you do that, okay, h minus I are equal terms or equal factors, so you cancel out in order to get gen as the subject of the relation. So this one, h minus I, would cancel itself, h minus I would also cancel itself. So we are going to have J equals IH over H minus I, as stated earlier on. And based on the preamble of the question, they are telling us to express Z, which is equal to Z equals H plus J. Okay, so here our J is IH over H minus I, right? And the question is demanding us to express it in terms of Z, which is H plus J. So where J equals IH over H minus I, right? Therefore, expressing Z equals H plus J is giving us Z equals H plus IH over H minus I, right? So in solving it, this H, okay, has an invisible one. Okay, that's an invisible one. This Z also has an invisible one, because Z divided by 1 is Z. H, any number divided by 1 is that number. Okay, so as explained earlier on, we stated Z over 1 is equal to H over 1 plus IH over H minus I, right? So here we'll do cross multiplication. Okay, we do cross multiplication. So we cross multiply with the LCM. So the LCM here is the least common factor. So between 1 and H minus 1, the LCM here is H minus I, right? So between 1 and H minus I, the LCM here is H minus I. Okay, so cross multiply. Multiply. Okay, so now H minus I multiplying H here, so H minus I here, then 1 multiplying IH multiplying IH, okay, then 1 multiplying H minus I, okay, and that will give you the LCM, which is the H minus I. So in cross multiplying, the denominator on your far right will multiply the numerator on your far left. The denominator on your far left would multiply the numerator on your far right, and both the denominator would multiply each other, okay, to form the LCM, or the denominator of the fraction. Okay, so we are going to get Z equals H minus I, all in bracket, because H minus I multiplying H will give you H minus I times H, okay, plus IH, because 1 multiplying IH will give you just IH, all over 1 multiplying H minus I, which is going to give you H minus I, or the LCM, right? So let us expand the equation. So here you expand the equation, okay. So in expanding, we are going to get z equals h multiplying h will give you h squared. Okay, h multiplying I will give you IH, and so we are going to get h squared minus IH plus IH, right? So in all, the equation or the fraction is going to be z equals h squared minus IH plus IH. Okay, and in mathematics, one rule is that negative and positive gives negative. Okay, to give negative. So negative IH, okay, negative IH and positive IH would cancel itself for h squared to become single, or to become the only factor standing, right? So negative IH plus IH would give you 0. Okay, so any number multiplying 0 is that number, right? So we are going to get our new equation to be z equals h squared over h minus I, which is our final answer. Thank you. Bye for now.